Welcome to episode 2 of Blockchain for All. This episode revolves around the theme that blockchain is a distributed database. As we all know that a blockchain is essentially a database. However, it is an innovative type of database called distributed database. Well, we all know that data is everywhere. From morning to evening, in fact, all the day we generate and use data. However, in business life, the way we store, analyze, and manage our data greatly impacts our efficiency and ultimately the profitability and survival of business. That is why databases have been around to store and manage business information relating to, say, costs, revenues, income, inventory, customers, suppliers, and whatnot. So, simply stated, data is captured through front-end form and stored in back-end database. The most popular database choices are Oracle or MySQL or Microsoft Access. Traditionally, these databases are designed as a centralized database, where a central server or a CPU retains all the control. In other words, in centralized system, data is located at a single site and that site controls the collection, storage and management of all the data in the database. All the clients or nodes or the participants can write and update the database simultaneously. The downside of conventional centralized databases is the security issue, and the consequences would be disastrous if central server crashes. Then of course all the participant nodes would be disconnected. And the more serious impact is that all the records in the central database would be lost. And if you have a backup, then you have to load the copy of the database from the backup before your centralized system is up and running again. And a lot of time would be lost in the meantime. Even otherwise, centralized databases may face failure on account of lack of sufficient bandwidth, and participant nodes may not be able to update the centralized database due to poor internet connectivity. So there are a lot of limitations in centralized database system. Despite all these limitations, most of our existing applications are based on centralized design. Centralized databases are easy to build, of course, but this is not the main reason for which we use centralized architecture. The true reason for using centralized architecture is that the single authority at the core brought the trust in the system. For instance, today when I order something from Amazon, I am assured of items safe delivery from the seller because Amazon plays the role of central trusted intermediary. Blockchain, however, do not need a third party in between to build the trust, as trust is inbuilt into the system. Blockchain uses distributed database. So in blockchain, there is collection of multiple logically interrelated databases located with all the participants and nodes of the system. In other words, copy of database is shared among multiple participants of the blockchain. It should, however, be clear that in blockchain, all participants have their own copy of the database. So when a blockchain participant updates the distributed database, copy of the database with all other participants also gets updated automatically. So all copies of the database are identical and all participants have same view of the database. And the next update to the database will take place on the most recent copy of the database. Based on distributed architecture, blockchain has many advantages over traditional applications. The most important among them is powerful consistency support. And all the participants do not need to rely on strong bandwidth to update the database by adding a block of transactions to their own copy of the database, and with time it gets synchronized in such a way that copies of database gets updated automatically. Similarly, a server crash does not seriously impact blockchain system, as thousands of geographically distributed participants will be still able to successfully work on the system with their own copy of the database. So to sum up, blockchain is a distributed database where each participant on the network node has fully replicated copy of the database. Each participant is database manager in itself. When a participant adds a block of transaction data in the database, blockchain's update command reflects this update in all other copies of the database with other participants of the network. I feel that in today's business environment, when organizations are geographically distributed and computers are connected to internet to form worldwide system, it is a phenomena that is likely to give a big boost to blockchain systems, and blockchain applications have huge potential for all of us. Thanks for joining today. Please subscribe and share, and see you in the next episode.